Hey, friend. I want to talk about the EA deal. I want to talk about why I think it's a terrible idea, a terrible deal, and why I think it's ultimately a good thing. I know, surprising, right? Now, to be fair, I think that it's going to be a terrible thing to happen to the people that work at EA. In the short term, a terrible thing for the video game industry. But long term, let me tell you why I think it's going to be good. Looking at the positives on this channel. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button if you enjoy the video. I do want to grow this channel, and I'm happy that you're here. So, why this is a bad idea. The three entities buying this company, I'm not going to get into the politics or the specifics because that's not why I'm here, but we're going to call them the consortium because that's what they are, and it sounds evil. And I like that it sounds evil. So, the consortium is going to come in. These people who are not experts in the video game industry. These people who do not have decades behind them of making video games and understanding the mindset of the customer, of the players of video games, are going to come into this video game company and somehow make them more profitable. Makes total sense, right? So let's say that they come in, they're going to utilize AI. We know what that means. They're going to lay off a bunch of people and use AI to do their jobs, I guess, and just create slop and push it out into the market. And somehow video game or gamers are going to buy this. They're going to buy more of this AI created whatever it is than they've already bought of EA, with EA's reputation already being where it is, right? So, okay, great. And they're somehow going to increase the value of this company, and they're going to flip it. Who's going to buy it? Even if they could double the profit of this company. They spent $55 billion. They overpaid for a company that, in my opinion, was already overvalued for what it makes. If you make $2 billion and it costs you $55 billion to make that $2 billion, how many years till you make your money back? And that's assuming that they can somehow double their money. It's still going to take you 25 years, isn't it? Not a great investment, is it? Doesn't sound like it. Who's going to buy it? Who's going to spend more than $55 billion? Who can spend more than $55 billion? Think about this, right? Let's say you buy a house, one of the most expensive houses in the world, and you're like, hey, I'm going to buy this house. I'm going to update the kitchen. I'm going to expand the garage. I'm going to add a bedroom or a bathroom or a new wing or what have you. And I'm going to have one of the most expensive houses in the world. And then I'm going to sell it. How insane does that sound? Who can buy it? Your list of buyers is not very big, is it? And those people already have houses, don't they? Right? Think about that. Who are they going to sell it to? There are entities that are already involved in gaming that already own, you have Microsoft, but is Microsoft going to spend $55 billion to buy EA? Or actually more, because they're going to have to, the idea is they want to sell it for more. Is Microsoft going to spend $60 billion, $70 billion for EA? Why? What do they need it for? You can still play their games on Xbox, right? Is PlayStation going to buy it? Well, you can play their games on PlayStation, can't you? They already make money from it. Why do they need to own it? What's the value for them to burn more money? And speaking of burning money, we've seen these companies doing that. They're trying to make these live services, which is probably what they're going to try to do. They're probably going to come in and, use their AI, fire a bunch of people, and try and make live service games. And we've seen how well that works out. Sony. So yeah, terrible idea. The good that can come from this. Ooh, the good. Okay, so what I think could be amazing. It might happen, probably won't, but it could. They come in, they say, you know what? EA makes a ton of money off of their sports games, right? This is one of their biggest revenue sources. People who buy sports games have a higher tolerance for ads. have a higher tolerance for loot boxes, and spend more money. Cool. Focus on that, and let's sell off the things that are higher risk, i.e. BioWare. How amazing would that be? I loved Mass Effect 2, one of my favorite games of all time. The Mass Effect, universe is awesome to me. I would love to see BioWare sold off. I would love to see a Dragon Age game that people actually want to play. I would love to see a Mass Effect game that people actually want to play. That would be incredible. And that would be a small enough part of the company that someone could actually buy it and do something with it and bring in some of these laid off EA employees who need a job. And they could make games that people actually want to buy, and they could now compete with EA and bury them. I know, wishful thinking, but, is what it is. I think this is a dumpster fire of a deal. I think that it's going to explode in their faces, and I can't wait for it to happen because I'm sure you are too, am sick of this industry becoming a speculative bubble. I'm sick of these companies coming in and just trying to make as much money as possible off of this because that's not the point of gaming. That's not the point of playing games. We want to get lost in these universes. We want to see the love and the care and the attention to detail that you see in games like Mass Effect 2, that you see in games like Baldur's Gate 3. Right? We want to see that. We want to experience that. Those are the things that we've made it very clear that we're willing to spend money on. And those are the things that they're not willing to make because they're risky. But you know who is? Private, smaller developers. I think a collapse is coming. I think the industry as a whole is due for it. I think another video game collapse like the one that happened, I think it was in the 80s, will happen. Now, I wasn't alive back then, but I have read up on it. Look at the parallels. You have a bunch of companies coming in. You have an oversaturation of a market. You have terrible games being made because people think that they can just make a game and somehow it will make money. So they flood the market so much so that it's kind of hard to tell what is going to be good. Even the companies that are known for making good things are making terrible decisions to try and make as much money in the short term as possible, which is a terrible long-term strategy. Now, Nintendo helped bail the gaming industry out of the last collapse with their golden seal of approval, some marketing techniques, and just really focusing on quality, right? But Nintendo is now one of the most egregious companies in the video game industry. They have been attacking smaller developers. They have been overcharging for their games and leading the charge of, selling $80 games, $100 games, reselling the same games that are just slightly better, older games, and charging new game prices for them. Nintendo's not bailing this industry out. It's not. It can't. The industry is going to collapse. Now, when I say collapse, I don't mean video games are done. I mean that there's going to be a lot of money lost by the people on top. There's going to be a lot of companies that will not exist 5 to 10 years from now. And I think that's a good thing because they need to crumble. And that money needs to go to game developers that actually care, that actually want to build games that they want to play, that actually want to spend their time and attention and will enjoy putting their time and attention into the games that we want to play, that will get a better quality of life, that will not wonder every single day if they're going to have a job tomorrow because they're going to get laid off because the company needs to make more money. Companies like Larian, companies like BioWare before they were purchased by EA. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the subscribe button and give it a like and check out the other videos that I make. More to come. I appreciate you. Have a good day.